What's going on? It is Jason. Whoop whoop. Adiga, that's a mighty good coup pack. Let me hop on here real quick. Jump in the chat. What it do? Drop a line if you're feeling fine. Fun. Alright, boom. Yeah. Alright, I have to send the link to my dad. My dad wants to do. It's time for a celebration. Stomp your clean. Share, copy link. I'm gonna send this to my dad. David D. Hughes. Boom. All right. Let's get into it. Yeah. All right. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's weekend? How's everybody's tax season? That's what I want to talk about is taxes. The IRS. Ugh. All right. So I have to be fully transparent. We've been struggling with our taxes, and I'm just going to be honest. I had to file an extension for 2025. We just filed 2024. So don't take financial advice from me whatsoever when it comes to taxes, because, yeah, I don't know. I have this weird relationship, hate-love relationship with the IRS. I think my dad candidly put it perfectly when I was talking to my dad about the government coming in. You know, and granted, I'm not trying to say don't pay your taxes. That's not what I'm saying at all. You know, that money you would hope goes to things that support you as a person. But yeah, my dad's like, you know, I don't remember the IRS being out there at 45 below when I was out there working on whatever it is that he was working on, you know. And yeah, it's fair to say, man, these 3-4 a.m. call times that I have, these long day shoots and things like that, the IRS isn't out there. They're not, but man, they want their cut, man. They want their money. And it's frustrating. I wasn't a good steward of our taxes because we lagged on doing 2024 only because my wife started a business in 2024-ish, and navigating the small business, the Section C is on your tax. Once you get into it, it's really not that complicated, but just the overwhelming feeling of knowing that you gotta add all that stuff. She has different platforms that she utilizes as a reseller, so adding in like where she gets her inventory, things of that. I mean, it's a lot. Then you're trying to prorate the vehicle, you're prorating the house because she uses an office in the house. Then you're trying to make sure that you maximize all those deductions. And it was a pain. It's a pain. It's a pain. And we got it done though. So we are all concurrent. We are all current on our taxes. We're good to go. It's a pain. I did an extension for 2025 just because there's a lot more, because my wife's business has expanded and she's been super successful. So we may end up hiring a tax guy for 2025. But I wanted to make sure I got the extension in so we don't get penalized, which sucks. For 2024, we owe, you know, we owe money. It sucks. On top of the money that they take, we got to give them more. And it's, I'm not happy about it. But it is what it is. And what is that saying? There's two certainties in life. You die and you pay taxes. I think you even pay taxes after you're dead. So, which I think is true, because my dad's dealing with my grandparents' taxes right now, and they passed away over a year ago, and he's still doing their taxes. So, so, jeez. Government entities. I mean, yeah, I mean, I wish I was smarter in that department when it comes to, like, I think I did fairly decent, you know, itemizing everything, making sure that we got and we maximized all our deductions. We utilized a service to help us walk through, you know, the Section C part, and, you know, I tapped into ChatGPT to help calculate some things, and it all worked out great. Everything's good. I can stop complaining about it because, you know, some of that stuff is just out of my control. It's just, I have no control over that process. It is what it is. We got to pay what we got to pay. And, you know, just like the serenity prayer, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. You know, that's the important wisdom to know the difference. I can't control. I don't think there's not much I can control, to be quite honest, if we're getting in that realm of things. You know, I can control my attitude towards things. I can control my reaction to things. I can control very little, but they say control is an illusion. Like, it's an illusion, and you think you have control over certain things, and I think that's where people tend to wrestle the most, is thinking they can control something that they shouldn't be controlling. So that's where the wisdom to know the difference comes into play. I just need to focus on what Jason can control. What Jason can control is making sure that we file our dang taxes on time, which we did not do for 2024. We're good now, and we did the extension for 2025, so things are going to be okay. It's just frustrating. That's all. It's just, it chaps me a little, but it is what it is. Like I said, I can't control it. The things I can't control, I give to God. I'm like, God, please give me some wisdom in this department. Help me walk through this process. Like, give me patience. Don't lose my shit. Because I was getting to that point where I was getting a little frustrated. Our printer wasn't working. We could, since it was 2024, we could still e-file, which was awesome. But in order to e-file, to avoid having identity theft, you have to go to your IRS.gov site, get a PIN before they allow you to e-file. And it was, yeah, pain in the butt. But we got it. I feel a little bit smarter about the process now, which is good. Like, I'm educating myself through this trials and tribulations of dealing with the IRS. But yeah. In other news, you know, work at Small Giants has been going amazing. Here this past week, I got to do something really cool. I got to film this thing for the Phoenix Children's. It's a huge hospital here in Phoenix where they help kids. And then PCH 50 is an organization that helps raise funds, and all the funds and the proceeds go to Phoenix Children's. And they do huge fundraiser events throughout the year, one of them being a concert, the other one being this pickleball tournament. Last year I did it. I got to interview Steve Nash, which was awesome. I got to meet Steve Nash, and Steve, who else did I interview? Another gentleman. He was a retired hockey player. I got to, from the NHL. I got to interview him. His name is slipping me. I feel silly, but this year I got to film AQ Shipley. He's a 12-year veteran in the NFL. I think he's retired now, and he's a radio personality or something. I really don't know much about him, but got to meet him. Cool dude. Interview him. and this other gentleman named Jack Sock, who was a professional tennis. He's like played, in professional tennis, went to Wilmington, that whole nine. Really good dude, but now he is a professional pickleball player. So, yeah, I got to meet both those guys, interview them. Fun stuff that you get to do in this field. My job takes me all over the world. It takes me to meet interesting people and do interesting things. So, but yeah, got to film that pickleball tournament. A lot of fun, good cause, raising money for an arm of the Phoenix Children's, which is a beautiful hospital. They've done a lot in the community of Phoenix. PCH has done a lot to raise money to help Phoenix Children. So it was pretty awesome to be part of that and to tell those stories, which I love to do. And then what else? I went to Tucson. They call it the Dirty T. So I went to the Dirty T. I don't know why they call it the Dirty T, but I went to Tucson, the Dirty T, and one of our clients was hosting a business development summit there at the really big, nice golf resort there in Tucson. It was a beautiful place, beautiful hotel, a lot of fun. Just long days. We had a couple long days, and then, the 2-hour drive to get to Tucson, but we stayed the night there and everything, and it was a fun little trip. Glad to be back and edit some more videos, got some videos knocked out. So things in the Small Giants world is beautiful, and no complaints there. Not that I'd have anything to complain about, because I love what I do and I love who we do it for. So it's I pinch myself sometimes because I have such great opportunities to do the things that I love, and I don't really consider it work. I mean, sometimes it's work, and it's a lot, especially when you're diving into edits. You got early morning shoots, things like that. It is work, but I love doing it, so that kind of takes a little bit of that pain away when you're dealing with early mornings and many hours staring at a screen trying to, puzzle the story together. But I love doing it. And then what else? What's happening in the world? My dad's doing good. We actually secured him an apartment, so I'm excited about that. He's excited. It's a really nice place. It's about 15 minutes away from where we live, and he's already, getting his car ready. He's excited about it. So he's going to be moving out, I believe, on the 24th is his move-in date. And yeah, it's exciting. It's been great having him here. It's, the kids are loving him. They're excited to see him. And, my son's been very interested in learning to play solitaire, which my dad does a lot. He sits back there. He's playing solitaire a lot. And we need to break out cribbage, because I love playing cribbage. My dad plays cribbage. My grandfather, it's a generational thing. I grew up playing cribbage. It's a fun game. It's a gentleman's game. I enjoy. I thought we did have a cribbage board somewhere here in the house, but may have to order one. But yeah, me and my dad should get a couple games of cribbage in before he heads out. Not that he's going anywhere. He's just moving 15 minutes away, but get some solid games of cribbage in before he heads out the door. So, I'm excited for him. He's got a really nice place, and I think, and then, they got everything in that location. They got a gym, they got a swimming pool, he's gonna have internet, like all the things, because to be quite honest, where he lived in Olympia, his house specifically, was in a legitimate dead zone. So just him having the capabilities of using his phone without it not working, he doesn't have to worry about that. He has service everywhere he goes, and he's going to have internet at his new place, which is even more. He didn't want to get internet because he's not a techno, he says, I'm not a techno guy. That's what he says. He doesn't like technology. Not that he doesn't like it, he's just not comfortable using it, and he sees me moving, fast with it, and he's like, man, I think it overwhelms him, to be quite honest. But he's getting there. He's making small little baby steps using some of his technology, but he's going to have internet at his place. He's going to have the capabilities of getting whatever TV or movies he wants to watch, because he likes movies. He definitely likes the Grit channel on cable, a bunch of old westerns. He likes watching those. And so, yeah, and one of the things when we were in Olympia, to maximize getting his stuff into the bins to get shipped here, he had to say goodbye to his DVD collection. I'm sure it was very difficult for him, because he spent many years and hours collecting all these assortments of DVDs. He had them organized, and he had them in boxes. He had them, he was very methodical about his DVD collection. And I'm sure it was tough for him to actually have to let those things go. But, when I had a conversation with him when we were there, I was like, Dad, you're moving into a 2-bedroom apartment. Like, you're not going to have a whole half of a house to store all your DVDs, because he legitimately had half a house full of DVDs. And, but yeah, I forget how many DVDs he had. He had a bunch. He had a bunch of DVDs. So getting him to let those things go was, I thought, going to be more of a challenge than it was. He was actually pretty receptive to it, and it made sense to him. So he's like, let's do it. And then once I told him, I was like, you can have everything on your TV. You don't need to have DVDs anymore, Dad. You can stream whatever you want. You just got to find it. I mean, granted, he may have to pay for some things, but once he pays for it, it's his, and he can store it on his device, and he doesn't have to worry about it. It's there in the interwebs for him to enjoy down the road. So, so excited for my dad. He's going to be moving out on the 24th. Tonight, he took me and the family to a nice dinner. We went to this place called Bobby Q's. It's a barbecue joint. It was good. It was really good. I should order something different. I got chicken wings, because I love chicken wings. Chicken wing, do. I enjoy chicken wings. That's like my favorite food. Chicken wings and pickles are like my favorite food, and green olives. Those are like what I enjoy eating the most out of everything. I would take chicken wings over candy any day. I just enjoy a good chicken wing. And so let's see how many times I can say chicken wing. So I had that. My dad had a 14-ounce ribeye. My wife got the salmon, and my kids got a cheeseburger. And the really cool place about Bobby Q's, the atmosphere was really neat. It was a nice place. I liked the inside of it. It was cool. And then the staff was great. And my kids enjoyed the donuts afterwards. So they give you free donuts after your meal, and they're freshly made. I guess all the meat in the joint is smoked there at that place for 21 hours or something, they were saying. But yeah, they give you fresh donuts afterwards, which were really good. They were hot sugar donuts. So yeah, my kids ate those things up. I had a couple too. They were good. And I was like spent. I just think I did my run before we went to dinner, and it was a tough run. I've been having some hip issues, which is funny because I just turned 50 and now I got hip issues. What the heck is that about? Like, what is going on? But it was like my hip was killing me, and I think, it's tender here in my hip, and it was affecting my calf. My calf was sore, and it was just on my left side. So I'm having this hip issue, and so I've been taking a little bit of time off here and there from running, based on what my coach was telling me. But I was feeling like adamant, like not to take too much time off, because, when I got pneumonia, I took like 6 days off. I didn't run, and that kind of set me back a little bit. So I'm like, no, I got to get back to where I was. But sometimes you got to move slower to get faster, and that's kind of like, you need rest, especially when your body's hurt. And so yesterday I went for a 30-minute run, felt great, had a solid pace. it was tender, but it didn't hurt when I did sprints a couple days ago. I had to do some interval sprints a couple days ago. That actually hurt a lot. Like, I was a little concerned because when I woke up in the morning, I couldn't stretch out my left leg. It was like locked up from the hip to the knee, and from the knee down to my foot, I could not like extend my leg straight. It was just locked up. It was so weird. And then, but I ran yesterday, got a 30-minute run in, it felt decent. A little tender, but it wasn't too bad. Today, it didn't really bother me much, but I had another distraction, and that was the heat. It was 90 degrees out, and I was roasting. It's 45 minutes. It's like prime time of the day where the sun's probably the hottest. It was like at 2:30 or something when I went to go run. And I was just roasted. I didn't take any water, which was stupid. And I just beasted out the 45 minutes that I had to go run. And I got back and I was like, felt dizzy. Like, I think I had like heat stroke or something because I was just tanked. And, you know, and I really couldn't just sit and catch my breath because we had to hop in the shower and get ready to go to dinner. So I was like, you know, when you, that's how you know you work out really hard, is when you get done, you take a shower, you get out of the shower, you dry off, and then you break out in a complete downpour of sweat again because your body is just like, just zapped. That's kind of what happened. Like, my shirt was soaked and everything because I pushed my body, and then I didn't really have time to cool down, and hopped in the shower, got ready to go, and yeah, I just continued to sweat for another hour. It was rough, but yeah, so that's pretty much everything that's going on in my world. Not too much to complain about, not that I want to sit here and complain at all. Life is good, man. Life, you know, I'm too blessed to be stressed and too grateful to be hateful, man. I'm just enjoying every bit, enjoying my dad being around. He goes for a walk twice a day, which is nice. You know, he's out there getting exercise. He walks down to the park. Me and him took the kids to the park yesterday morning, which was fun. You know, they got to play around at the park and enjoy. Oh, I got something excited to share. But yeah, so me and my dad, took the kids to the park, hung out, and had fun. They got to play and run around with some other kids, and it was a good Saturday. And then today, cleaned the house, got the house cleaned, got the laundry done, and wife went out sourcing like she does, you know, pretty much every day. But she went and did her thing, you know, for work. And then my dad, you know, he did his thing, and then I kind of got the house cleaned, you know, kept the kids alive, watered and fed, and kept my dad watered and fed too. And then, so Sunday was pretty chill, went for my run, then we went and had a nice dinner. Some exciting news, Judah lost his first baby tooth. Yay! He lost his first tooth, so I have some money and a certificate to put under his pillow. You know, I gotta make sure I hide the tooth so he doesn't see it, and put that certificate and some money under there for him. He's gonna like that. It's fun. It's fun. He's all excited. This thing has been loose for like 3 or 4 days. He's just been wiggling it, and you know, he wouldn't let you like pull it out. And I, you know, every night I'm the one who gets the kids ready to go to bed, give them their bath, brush their teeth. That's kind of my role or responsibility I do at night. And I was like, you know, I'm going to brush his teeth a little extra hard tonight to try to get that tooth out. And it worked. I was sitting there brushing him, and he squirms around every single time you try to brush his teeth anyway. So I knew he would be jerking around when I was in there, and I could just like, boop, and that's exactly what happened. Pretty thankful he didn't swallow it, because that would have been bad. It just kind of plopped out. When I pushed the toothbrush this way, it kind of just plopped out into my hand, which was perfect. I would have felt awful if he swallowed that thing, because he kind of lays down when I brush his teeth. So yeah, that may have been a bad idea, but yeah. But he lost his tooth. I'm proud of him. And so, yeah, he's excited about it. He's excited about the tooth fairy and then telling all his friends at school tomorrow that he lost a tooth. But he's about to turn 6 in June, so, yeah. I guess a couple of his friends at school have already lost a bunch of teeth. So he's like, I can go and tell them I lost a tooth. So, you know, the things kids get excited about. Him losing a tooth was a big deal. He even said, too, you know, when we're in there, he's like, man, tonight's a big night. I was like, you're right, bud. It's a huge night, you know. He goes, we got to have dinner with Grandpa, and I lost a tooth. And I got Minecraft. Like, he's been playing Minecraft, so, yeah, he's all kinds of excited. So, all right, let's go ahead and dive into some of these numbers. For those that may be new to the channel, my name's Jason. I love creating videos and putting them here on YouTube, and then every Sunday I go live, kind of tell you what's been happening in my life, fully transparent, you know, don't sugarcoat or beat around the bush, just share whatever's going on. So just like tonight, I shared about my tax issues and my frustration with the IRS, because I called them and they were just not very empathetic. And I'm sure they get phone calls all day long, especially this time of year because it's tax season. Like, well, we already missed tax day, like the 15th is tax day. So yeah, I'm sure they get bombarded with all kinds of phone calls, and they probably heard every excuse under the sun about things. And as I'm trying to walk through, you know, explaining, you know, the filing of 2024, I'm not very empathetic at all. So they just want their money. And if you owe them money, they want it, and they want you to file your taxes. And I think the overarching thing with them, they just want you in the system. They want to make sure that you're in the system and you stay in the system so they can keep tabs on you to make sure that you pay them what they need to be paid. So, but they could be a headache to deal with at times. But anyway, I went on another tangent. Sorry about that. As I was saying, I go live every Sunday, and then what I do is I dive into the back end of my YouTube, share my analytics, and then compare it week by week just so you can see how the channel is doing. And the reason I do this is because you guys are coming along with me on this journey. I have nothing to hide, or, you know, I'm not ashamed that I don't have a giant YouTube or anything like that. I just like to share the numbers just so you guys can see how the channel's doing, because you guys are coming along with me on this journey. Why not share that information with you? And I'm going to continue to do it as long as I have a YouTube channel. And right now, pretty much my lives are the only thing that I'm putting on my channel. I did do a video last week. I dropped a video about my pneumonia story, which wasn't really a pneumonia story. It was more about mortality and stuff like that. If you haven't seen that video, go check that video out. And yeah, it was my last video I just posted, you know, about me getting pneumonia. Warning, I do talk about pooping my pants, and there's a shot of me getting into the bathtub, which I don't know if anybody wants to see that, but it was part of the montage of me, you know, my creative side just coming out and sharing this montage. Because the reason why, no matter what it was, I had 103 temperature for 6 days straight, and no matter what, the one thing that made me feel good, which is probably counterintuitive to having a fever, was taking a hot bath. For whatever reason, that just makes me feel so much better. I take a hot bath, and then for like 20 minutes, I feel good. And it kind of takes my mind away from the pain of dealing with the fever, the chills, the coughing, and all that stuff. Just kind of gives me 20 minutes of reprieve. So I was doing this cycle of like taking a bath a lot to just feel better. And so that's kind of the reason why I put it in the video of me taking a bath, because I took a lot of baths when I was sick because I just felt better. I just felt better. All right, let's go ahead and dive into my YouTube channel. So I'm going to minimize this. You know, I should have checked my audio to make sure I was getting good audio, because last week I had some audio issues, but let's just see if my audio is okay. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Let's just see. Okay, we got audio. All right, let's go ahead. Let me hop over. So I have a little bit of a setup here. I have a switcher and my MacBook's here. So we are going to walk through all this together. And I'm going to hop over. Let's see if this works. Hop over here, put me up there, move me down there, get rid of this screen. There I am again. That's probably weird. But I'm going to go to YouTube Studio, blow this bad boy up. Here we are. And then I'm going to go into Analytics. And we're going to get this party started. All right. So in the last 28 days, this is kind of what the channel has been doing. This is what I consider the top 3. We got views here, watch hours, and subscribers. So I've got 19.3K views, 139.9 watch hours, and 16 new subscribers. That is awesome, and I appreciate you guys. For everybody, those 16 that have hopped on here to follow me along on this journey, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. And for those that have been riding and dying with me for years, I appreciate you as well. So thank you. You know, we've been doing this YouTube thing since 2018. It's been a minute that I've had this channel, and it's been full of my life and lots of weird stuff, but I do appreciate each and every person that subscribes and comes along with me. So let's go ahead. In order for me to show you week by week, I have to customize a few things. So I hit this. This is last week, or this current week. This is the current week up until today. So I've gotten 3,000 views, 31 watch hours, and 3 new subscribers. Yeah. Here's all the videos that have equaled these numbers up here, which I consider the top 3. And so these are all the videos that have been adding to the numbers up here for this current week. Now, in order for me to compare it to the previous week, I have to go up here to advanced mode. So I'm going to hit advanced mode and then add a comparison up here. So I'm adding a comparison. I'm going period over period, and I'm hitting add. And then here we can see. So a little bit of a downtick this week versus last week. Last week I got 4,062 views, and I'm just going through the top 3 in the comparison. So that's views, watch hours, and subscribers. So the view count, I got 4,000 the previous week. I got 3,000 this current week. So a little bit of a downtick, but 3,000, anywhere from 2 to 3,000 is pretty much average for me each week. 4,000's getting a little high. There's even been weeks I've had 10,000 views, but it has been a long time since I've hit those numbers. But this is still good. I'm happy. I appreciate it, because I do have a goal to hit 1,000 subscribers. I'm at like 918 or something right now, 919. So I'm not too far away from hitting that goal, which is exciting. And but yeah, that is the views. Let's go ahead and look at watch hours. So more watch hours this week than the previous week, so that's cool. We got 31.9 watch hours this week. The previous week I got 29.2. So there's an uptick in watch hours, which is awesome. Now let's go into subscribers. Boom. All right, so I got 4 new subscribers the previous week, and I got 3 new subscribers this week. Again, thank you to all the subscribers. I greatly appreciate you. And that's it. And again, these are all the numbers here, are all the videos that equal my subscribe. Which video got me a subscriber? So, hey, the pneumonia video got me a subscriber. That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. If you haven't watched that video, go watch it. All right. I like to look at a couple other things that I geek out on, which I think are fun. So I have to remove the comparison, and then dive into some cool stuff that I like to nerd out. I go to geography first. So this is where everybody has watched this week. We got United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom, Indonesia, India, New Zealand, South Africa, Germany, Netherlands, Ireland, and South Korea. Yeah, that's so cool. Worldwide, baby, worldwide. That's so fun. All right, now I like to go into viewer age. Here we are. Not a big spectrum like normally is. Normally I have like 13 to 18 and 18 to 24. But here I got 25, which is a huge number. 43% are 25 to 34-year-olds watching, 35 to 44-year-olds, and then 65 plus. That's kind of an uptick in people watching, 65 plus. That's cool. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Let's go into viewer gender. Whoa. A little higher uptick in female viewership than normal. Normally it's like in the low 20s, 18 to 20%. We're sitting at 29% this week. That's cool. Yeah. Maybe because I'm growing the beard back. I don't know. My wife would disagree for sure. All right. And then what else do I look at? Device type. Mobile phone. Yeah, tons of people are all watch a majority of my content from their mobile phone, which takes the biggest piece of the pie. 2,274 views come straight from a mobile phone. People are watching from a computer, tablet, and TV. And then the last one, operating system. Android, well, that actually isn't too far off, man. Apple, you have a chance to get back on top. You're so close. It's only like 300 away, which is the closest it's been in a while, which is super. Yeah, that's awesome. Here's all the devices or operating systems that people are watching on, which is cool. We got Roku's, we got Amazon Fires, we got smart TVs, Xbox, Chrome. Yeah, a lot of cool places people are tuning in from on their devices. So, thank you guys. Awesome. Shout out to all my Android users that are out there just keeping my channel rocking. All right. Well, let's look at some of the videos that have caused this. So one of them is from Trainwreck to Proud Parent. That's awesome. It's short. That got 855 views. Some running shoes. This video, 268, man. This one, yeah, boom. Man, last I checked, it was at like 6,000 views. Now it's at 7.8. This is so inspiring to see this video just start getting some traction like that. That's motivating. That's so cool. All right. And then these 3 videos are just always growing, no matter what. I'm getting 100 plus views a week with just these 3 videos right here. It was another video I'm like sitting at like almost 50,000 views on, which is crazy. Those 4 videos right there have just been keeping my channel afloat. So cool. All right. Is that it? That is it. Let's see if anybody disliked the video. I like looking at that. Reach, engagement. Is it engagement? Yeah. See more. No dislikes. Wow, that's a first. Normally, at least 1 or 2 people dislike the video, which is fine. You don't have to like. If you have the energy to go in there and put a thumbs down on a video, I mean, it takes no energy to do a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you just didn't like it, I appreciate the honesty. Like, thank you for being honest. I appreciate it. If you're just hating, I appreciate that too. Because there are probably some people just hating, which is okay. I don't mind. Thank you for just engaging with the video. That's helpful. All right. Well, let's just hop back over here, turn that off. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I have. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching this later, let me see if anybody dropped any messages. Because I can't see my chat right now. So I'm going to go in here. Nope, nobody's chatted. So maybe nobody's on. Thank you guys so much. I'm sure a few people are going to tune into this down the road. So if you're watching at a later date, thank you for tuning in, watching. I appreciate you. And that's pretty much all I have, guys. Thanks a lot. Do I have anything else? No, I got to hide a certificate and some money for my son who lost his tooth. So, and clean up my setup here. So with that being said, I will catch you guys on the next one. Yeah. Oh, I do have. So in my last live that I went last week, I thought I stopped the live, but I didn't. And there's like a good 5 minutes of me and my dad out here talking. We're talking about stuff, and he's giving me pointers, some things I should say, which is helpful. But yeah, we were sitting there chatting, so I did not end it. I always struggle at figuring out what button to hit to stop the stream. So we'll see if I can get it right. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Yep.